Hail, fellows. Well met. With regards to the Xbox handheld, it's interesting that Microsoft have gone the Steam Deck route of effectively condensing a PC-style device into a tablet shell running Windows. What are your thoughts on whether Microsoft could instead build an Xbox handheld using, for instance, a condensed version of the Series X or S hardware running the console dashboard? As good as the deck is, it doesn't quite have that same console-like immediacy or ease of use that the Switch has, despite Valve's best efforts to streamline the experience with SteamOS. I wonder if the Xbox handheld is likely to be similar in that regard. Could a more console-like device genuinely go after Switch's audience in a way that something more in line with the deck perhaps would not? Ooh, this is an interesting one indeed. And it's definitely something we thought about in regards to the TV experience, right, Oliver? So, I mean, there is definitely some concerns about this. But we don't know one way or the other yet necessarily. But I agree that they really need to figure out how to get this to really truly marry the PC and console experience in a way that's conducive to the types of players that would say play the Switch, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I do like this idea of maybe condensing down that Series S experience, waiting for some point in the future, perhaps the not too distant future, where miniaturizing a Series S spec down to some kind of tablet-like handheld is conceivable at 15 watts, at 20 watts, at 25 watts, whatever the target may be. I definitely think that's an appealing idea, and maybe with like next generation memory technologies and things like this, you could manage something like that. Whether or not this approach is good or not, I don't know. It's kind of disappointing to me as someone who primarily reviews console software and someone who, I have very fond memories of the last 4 generations of Xbox hardware. And obviously there are a lot of concerns with this PC push. Some of them have been addressed. We have this advanced shader delivery. We have the new interface. I think you guys will discuss it in some more depth in an upcoming direct, but I think there were maybe some positive impressions from the Xbox LA event, but also some more negative impressions or potentially mixed impressions that need to be addressed in some form before October 16th, whenever the hardware launches. But I think ultimately Microsoft is all about platforms and services, and I think they just didn't see the value in trying to maintain a separate platform in Xbox. But I think they like the service that the Xbox platform provides in Game Pass. And even though Windows is kind of a maddening product on many levels, Microsoft really sees Windows as like the thing they want to converge all their services and all their devices, all their various platforms into Windows. I think that's something that Satya Nadella likes to see. So, I guess will that work out? Who knows? But it's the route they're going down, and I don't really think they had a compelling route otherwise, given the relative failure of the Xbox model. So I mean, this is just retreading old ground at this point. But yeah, I think this idea is compelling for sure. Like the idea of miniaturizing a Series S, and indeed, it's something we discussed, some years ago as being a potential option for Microsoft. But it's not the route they've chosen to go down.
Sounds about right. Alex, any thoughts?
I do think it's still on the table because I think this first foray is a little bit more experimental, and it's about bringing Windows into a certain line and then working from there. And I still think the idea of a multiple versions of a next slightly more consoleized version of what they're doing right now is still there. I think there's potential for a super high-end box, and there's also potential for a handheld. So like both going in like wildly different directions in terms of price performance. So I think that's all still capable. And so if you do want to have that niche filled, I think it could potentially be filled.